Welcome back to the channel. If you're interested in the fascinating world of rare coins and their potential market values, you're in the right place. Today, we're going to dive into the story of the 1964 U.S. nickel. Many of you might even have one in your pocket change or at home, but what you may not know is that certain versions of this coin can be worth hundreds or even thousands of dollars. Let's start with a bit of history. The 1964 Jefferson nickel was minted during a time when the United States faced a massive coin shortage. To keep up with the demand, the U.S. Mint produced an enormous number of nickels, over 2 billion to be exact. Because of this high production, most of the 1964 nickels are considered rare. However, there are some specific versions, varieties, and errors that make certain 1964 nickels extremely valuable to collectors. The 1964 Jefferson nickel was minted at both the Philadelphia and Denver mints, meaning you might see either mint mark for Denver. The mint mark can be found on the reverse side, to the right of Monticello, the building depicted on the coin. Now, while many 1964 nickels are common, both the Philadelphia and Denver mints produced some unique coins. Let's explore the different factors that impact their value today. So what exactly makes certain 1964 nickels worth more than others? The primary factors include the coin's condition, any errors it may have, and whether it has a special finish like a proof. The condition, or grade, of a coin greatly affects its value. Coins in mint state, meaning they have wear, scratches, or blemishes, are significantly more valuable. Coins that have been graded by professional grading services are especially desirable. A 1964 nickel in a high grade can fetch a premium, often in the range of $4,000. But if you get into exceptionally high grades, you could be looking at hundreds or even thousands of dollars. This is when the coin's design appears doubled in certain areas. A 1964 nickel with a double die error, especially on the obverse, can be worth several $100s, depending on the visibility of the doubling and the condition of the coin. Repunched mint marks happen when the mint mark was stamped more than once in different positions. These varieties are especially appealing to error collectors and can be valued at up to $6,000 or more, depending on their condition. Occasionally, you'll find 1964 nickels with a slightly different coloration due to an improper mix of metals. These anomalies can sometimes add a small premium. While the majority of 1964 nickels were made for circulation, the Philadelphia Mint did produce a small number of proof nickels. Proof coins are specially made for collectors and typically have a mirror-like finish with more detailed design elements. A 1964 proof nickel in pristine condition could be worth anywhere from $7,000, or even more if it's exceptionally well preserved. A 1964 Jefferson nickel graded by sold for around $8,000 at auction. While it's rare to find coins in such high grades, it goes to show how much value the condition can add. Some 1964 doubled die nickels have been sold at auction for over $9,000 due to the distinct doubling on the date and other features. Occasionally, collectors will find 1964 nickels with a mirror-like surface similar to proofs, even if they are official proof coins. These unusual coins can draw collector interest and drive up their value. If you have a Denver Mint coin, look closely for any signs of a repunched mint mark. If you see a slight difference in color, it may be due to an alloy error, which could increase value slightly. Once you determine that your 1964 nickel might be valuable, you'll want to think about the best place to sell it. Rare coin dealers, auction houses, and online platforms like eBay or dedicated coin forums are good places to start. Remember, working with reputable dealers or having your coin professionally graded will help ensure you get the best price. Who knew that a simple 1964 nickel could hold so much potential value? Whether it's a high-grade example, an error variety, or a proof, some 1964 nickels are worth a pretty penny. If you have a collection or a handful of old nickels, it's definitely worth taking a closer look. Next up, the 1949 US 5-cent coin, or as we know it, the Jefferson nickel. This coin has a pretty interesting history, and in today's market, certain 1949 nickels are worth more than you might expect. So if you've got one lying around or just want to learn more, stick around. Let's start with a bit of background. The Jefferson nickel was introduced in 1938, replacing the Buffalo nickel design, and it's still in circulation today. But every Jefferson nickel is worth a lot, so what makes the 1949 nickel special? In 1949, post-WWII America was rebuilding, and coins were minted with different metals, values, and quantities. But what makes some 1949 Jefferson nickels valuable today is a combination of rarity, condition, and a few unique features. So let's break down what gives this coin its worth. The 1949 S nickel from San Francisco is often the most valuable, especially if it's in mint or uncirculated condition. For a long time, many of these coins went unnoticed in circulation, and over time, finding one in great condition has become rare. That scarcity can drive the price up. Now, let's talk about condition, or as collectors call it, grading. Grading can make a huge difference in the price of a coin. Coins are graded on a scale from 1 to 70, with 70 being the perfect mint condition coin. A 1949 nickel in average, circulated condition may only be worth a few cents more than its face value. But if you've got one that's in excellent or uncirculated condition, that's where things get interesting. In recent auctions, high-grade 1949 nickels, like those rated as, have been selling for upwards of $4,000 or more. If you find in higher, you could be looking at several $100s. For coins with rare errors, prices could go even higher. Speaking of errors, this is where the real treasures can be hidden. In 1949, there were a few notable errors found on Jefferson nickels. These errors are like little mistakes that happen during the minting process, and collectors love them. Some examples include double die errors, where parts of the coin's image appeared doubled, and off-center strikes, where the design is quite centered. These types of errors can multiply a coin's value exponentially. A regular 1949 nickel might only be worth a much dollars in good condition, but a 1949 double die error in great condition could sell for hundreds or even thousands of dollars. Remember, these prices can fluctuate depending on market demand and coin availability. So, if you're looking to sell, check auction results to get the latest values. If you have a 1949 nickel, here's what to do to see if it's valuable. First, examine it closely under good lighting. Look for the mint mark, check the condition, and, if possible, get a magnifying glass to see if there's any sign of errors. Next up, the 1947 Jefferson nickel, the USA 5-cent coin, and its incredible market value today if it's in good condition. Before we jump into its market value, let's go over a bit of history. The 1947 Jefferson nickel is part of the Jefferson series, which started back in 1938, replacing the Buffalo nickel design. These coins were created as a tribute to the third U.S. President, Thomas Jefferson, with his profile on the obverse side and his home, Monticello, on the reverse side. Now, one interesting thing to note is that during World War II, from 1942 to 1945, the mint used silver in the nickels to save nickel metal for the war effort. By 1947, however, the nickel component was back. So while these are silver, they are still very sought after, especially when in good condition. One of the key things that impact a coin's value is its mint mark, which shows where it was produced. For the 1947 Jefferson nickel, there were two main mints involved, Philadelphia and Denver. The coins from Philadelphia do carry a mint mark, while those from Denver do, marked with a small D on the back, to the right of Monticello. Generally, the Denver minted coins tend to have slightly higher values, but condition and demand also play a big role. Let's talk about the current market value. The value of a 1947 Jefferson nickel largely depends on its condition. Collectors use a grading scale called the Sheldon scale, ranging from poor to mint state, with higher grades indicating better preservation. Coins in circulated, average condition typically range from $4,000, making them affordable for casual collectors. But if you have a 1947 nickel in excellent or uncirculated condition, the value can jump significantly. Coins graded higher, especially with strong eye appeal, can fetch anywhere from $5,000 on the market. One fascinating aspect is error coins. Errors in production can sometimes increase a coin's value dramatically. For the 1947 nickel, Some known errors include where the design is not properly aligned. These coins can bring values of $6,000 or more. These are unique patterns formed by a crack in the die used to strike the coin. Depending on the severity, these could add $7,000 in value, where parts of the design appear doubled. These are rarer and can sell for $8,000 or more, depending on the prominence of the doubling. Lastly, let's talk market trends. The value of coins like the 1947 nickel has been steadily increasing, especially as more people get into coin collecting as a hobby and investment. If you're interested in selling, consider getting your coin graded by a professional grading service, which can confirm its condition and increase its appeal to serious buyers. And if you're looking to buy, online auction sites, coin shops, and collector forums are great places to start. Just be sure to do your research and purchase in reputable sources. So there you have it, a deep dive into the world of the 1947 Jefferson nickel and its surprising market value. Next up, a 1998 U.S. nickel, the classic 5-cent coin that most people would look at twice. But this specific year and design, it might be worth a lot more than you think, even if it's in poor condition. You might be wondering, why would an old, circulated nickel from the late 90s have any significant value? Here's everything you need to know about why a seemingly common coin could fetch surprising sums on today's market. Let's talk about the coin itself. The U.S. 5-cent coin minted in 1998 is part of the well-known Jefferson Nickel series. Jefferson nickels have been produced by the U.S. Mint since 1938, and they're still in circulation today. In 1998, over 1 billion nickels were minted, with the Philadelphia Mint producing about 720 million and the Denver Mint producing around 563 million. So at first glance, it does seem like a rare coin at all, right? But despite the high mintage, certain features and characteristics of this coin in 1998 make it surprisingly valuable today. So what makes the 1998 nickel stand out? Collectors look for a few specific things. One of the most important factors is condition, of course. But here's the twist. Even some nickels in poor condition are sought after, and they're valued purely based on appearance. Let's talk about some key characteristics. First off, error coins. In the 1998 batch, there are known errors that make these coins much more valuable than a standard nickel. There are a few double die error varieties. This happens when the die, which strikes the blank coin to create the image, shifts slightly, resulting in doubled images, especially on Jefferson's face or the inscriptions. If you find one of these errors on a 1998 nickel, you could be looking at hundreds, sometimes even thousands of dollars. All right, now let's get into some real numbers. How much are these coins actually worth? Well, for a standard 1998 nickel in poor condition, you might be looking at just a nickel's worth, unless it's an error coin or has some other unique feature we mentioned. But with a double die or a misaligned mint mark error, even in poor condition, these coins have fetched prices from $4,000, depending on the severity and visibility of the error. In fact, one of the reasons these coins are so valuable now is that many collectors and sellers on today's market are looking to complete error sets or fill in their collections with unique pieces. So, the demand for these types of error coins is high. How do you know if your 1998 nickel could be valuable? Here are some quick tips for examining your coin. Grab a magnifying glass or a smartphone and zoom in on Jefferson's portrait and the inscriptions. If you notice any signs of doubled letters or features, you might have a rare double die error. Check the location and clarity of the mint mark. If it looks unusual or shifted, that's another potential sign of rarity. Forums are great for getting second opinions from experienced collectors. Websites like Coin Community and the Collectors Universe Forum have experts who can help evaluate your find. If you're near a city with frequent coin shows, this can be a fantastic place to meet collectors who are searching for error nickels and might even offer to buy it right on the spot. So, who would have thought a 1998 nickel could hold a little treasure right in your pocket? Even in poor condition, certain error varieties make this coin a collector's dream. If you've got one of these, do let it just sit in a drawer. It might be worth way more than 5 cents. Thanks for watching, and as always, make sure to check your change. You never know what hidden gems you might have. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit like and subscribe too for more videos about coin collecting, rare finds, and valuable collection.